Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy X. For the past few episodes, we've been trying to make our way down Mihan High Road in order to get to the Temple of Jose. But we've been held up by the Crusaders and the Al Bhed, who plan to do something called Project Mihan, which is an attempt, a rather ambitious plan, to destroy Sin, but we really don't have all the details yet. All we know is it involves bringing Sin Spawn in and using Machina, which are machines
Ow!
forbidden.
He really hates them, huh?
Chapu. He left the sword Waka gave him in Besaid, and he fought with an Al Bhed Machina weapon instead.
That's got nothing to do with it. I just hate these sacrilegious contraptions.
A little bit of a bug there. The Machina is forbidden by the teachings of Yevon, so this is kind of a big thing that anybody other than the Al Bhed is planning on using this stuff. These cannons here. And it's considered like the worst possible offense. But it's maybe an act of desperation. Perhaps the Crusaders are just tired of sitting in the back, not defeating Sin, waiting for the summoners to do it. I can only guess at their intentions. But they're taking a big risk here. Aside from the chance that this might not work, they've been excommunicated from the Church of Yevon, even though Yevon is in a way participating in this. There's a Sin Spawn. Remember, Sin... that's not Sin Spawn. The big monster is Sin Spawn. Sin goes and retrieves its spawn.
It won't work anyway.
Don't say that. It might be a hopeless campaign, and it might mean defying Yevon. But the Crusaders and the Al Bhed, they're doing their best to defeat Sin. They want to rid Spira of Sin forever. And that's just what we want too, isn't it? Isn't it?
All right. But I still think Machina are bad news. They're forbidden for a reason.
Lady Summoner, there you are. The command center is that way. Maester Keenock is also there.
Maester Keenock too?
Yes. Please, hurry, my lady.
Yuna's response there was very similar to what Seymour had said in the previous episode, that everybody wants the same thing. They want peace, they want end of Sin, and that drives them to do this kind of thing. Ordinarily, there's a lot of distrust between Al Bhed and the people of Yevon, based on the use of the machines. In this case, I mean, it's kind of a peaceful thing that's come between them. They've declared a truce and they're working together in a way that probably has never happened before. Quick save.
The operation will begin shortly. Please check all your equipment.
You all right?
Of course not. I came here to fight Sin, but they stick me here.
If you want to prove yourself.
Huh?
First, you must complete the tasks you are given.
Perhaps Gata here is representative of the Crusaders as an organization as a whole. He is upset that he is put here on guard, not fighting Sin itself, whereas the Crusaders, for the most part, have been doing that kind of thing. They mostly defeat Sin Spawn and keep Sin busy. The summoners are the one that actually
I
defeat
had
Sin.
heard from Seymour, but I didn't know if we'd actually meet. Good to see you, Oren. 10 years, is it?
That's Wen Keenock, one of the 4 maesters of Yevon. He leads the warrior monks, and also commands the Crusaders.
All troops ready to move at your command, sir.
Good. Dismissed.
Sir.
Tell me, Oren, where have you been the last 10 years?
We don't have time for this now, do we?
This plan won't work, you know that. We'll just let them dream a little longer.
What?
Lord Keenock.
Oh, yes. Proceed.
That Keenock a maester?
I heard that, Oren. A lot has happened the last 10 years. What were you doing and where?
Fulfilling a promise I made to a friend. I still am.
Just tell me one thing. Have you seen Zanarkand?
I kinda think we don't belong here.
It is time at last. We must tell the Al Bhed waiting outside to begin the operation at once. The fiends may break through. This place is not safe. Make sure you're prepared to defend yourselves. Tell me when you're ready.
Yuna's right. They don't really belong here, because this entire thing is, by the Crusaders anyway, is just an event trying to circumvent what the necessity
I'm a
of
little
the...
nervous.
Anything could happen. Make sure you're ready for combat.
the necessity of the summoners. Trying to do everything on their own, even though...
Go to Yuna.
Historically, they haven't been
I'm a little nervous.
the most important ones. Yeah, you said go to Yuna. She doesn't want me there. Yeah, we can read some of that, but I really don't know what you're saying, buddy.
Are you ready?
Sure. Let's go defeat the monster that's terrorizing your civilization for the past 1,000 years.
Please.
Will Sin come?
Sin always returns for its spawn. To make sure, we're going to encourage them to call out to it.
You won't have to. It'll come.
I remembered Oren telling me. Sin is my old man. Sin is Jecht.
Well, they found a use for the summoner and her guardians after all. They're going to take this sin spawn out of its cage, and then they're going to encourage it to call out the sin. So sin will come and try to retrieve it. Our little encouragement involves battling it. So let's do this. Now, this is probably the most powerful sin spawn we've faced so far. The sin spawn Goo or Gi or something like that. And, you know, it's a tough one. And it's going to take a little while to wear it down. It's also one that has some rather irritating characteristics. It's actually 4 enemies at once. All 4 enemies in one, rather. There are the 2 arms, the head, and the body. Another thing about the body is if you try to attack the body, the arms will move in to defend it. So, you should go and defeat the arms first.
It's going to attack. Aim for the head.
And then attack the body. But, every once in a while, its head is going to start moving suspiciously. At which point you have to hit the head in order to stop it from moving and stop it from doing a devastating attack. Fortunately, the arms do not have an enormous amount of HP, so you can take them down. But I believe they will respawn every once in a while. Oh, jeez, the arm's still alive. Haste, like in all Final Fantasy games, speeds up your character. Now, while the active time battle is not being used in this game, which is normally it would just fill up your time bar quicker, in this case it sets up your time just a little bit faster so you attack more often rather than filling up your time bar, simply filling up your time bar faster. '91. It's an armored item, so I would actually be better off having Kamari out here. So look at that damage. Okay, second arm's down, now we can attack the body freely. Now this battle's going to take a little bit of time. So I'm going to take this as an opportunity to mention or go over what I was talking about before, about how the Crusaders are doing this whole thing. And I had to sort of stop a bunch of times because there was a lot of dialogue. And here we have the Crusaders, who traditionally are nothing more than like the rear-end troops. You know, the guys that go and they're kind of vital for saving humanity and all that. But in reality, they're not the ones that will ever defeat sin. They will never defeat sin because they are just incapable of it. But there's so many of them, and they throw their lives at sin, just do nothing more than to draw it away from villages, or to defeat the sin spawn, to prevent sin from coming back. They're not the heroes in this. They're just the guys who, you know, keep everyone alive. As strange as that may sound. So you can maybe say it was that vanity, thinking that maybe they can be the ones that'll be the big heroes, that made them decide to go and participate in this Operation Mihen, which is a pretty big attempt on their part to sort of get around the idea that they are just the rear-end troops. So they can go in there and be the hero. They can go and defeat sin. They can save the day. They can destroy this big necessity for the summoners. Now that doesn't really shock me too much that they'd be willing to do that kind of thing. What does seem a little bit strange is that they're willing to participate in this with the Al Bhed. Remember, the Al Bhed are the heretics of society. They are the outcasts, the ones that live on the fringe of society. Instead of following the teachings of Yevon, which says technology is bad, we have to never use technology, not ever, or in certain cases they do, but not to have it like be a big part of their everyday life. Oh, the arms came back. The Al Bhed use technology rather like we do in real life. In fact, you're using a computer right now, or an iPhone, or whatever, to watch this. Technology. And while it's not weapons technology or anything like that, that's considered to be a bad thing in the teachings of Yevon. So why would the Crusaders, who are very much parts of Yevon society, in fact the Crusaders are like an aspect of the Yevon Church, why would they go and participate in this with the Al Bhed? Now, there's obviously the idea that the only people who would be willing to use this kind of technology to fight Yevon. Oh, let me start that one again. The Al Bhed are the only ones with the ability to fight sin, other than the Crusaders and the Summoners. And their ability to fight sin is based largely on their use of Machina. But like the average citizen has no real ability to fight sin. I mean, sin is gigantic. You you charge after that thing with a sword, you are going to die. You're not even going to touch it. The Al Bhed, though, they have gigantic cannons. They can blast the hell out of them. So, it's just a marriage of convenience, I think. The Al Bhed are capable of fighting Sin, and that's why the Crusaders are working with them. Now, what shocks me even more is the fact that although Yevon does not support Operation Meathead, in fact, they've excommunicated the Crusaders from the Church of Yevon as a result of this. But even though that has happened, they have a sort of measure of unofficial support for this operation. And there are two maesters here, Seymour being one of them, not only seemingly giving their approval, but actually participating in all of this. So, that's a little bit of a shock. Now, of course, we have Maester Seymour going and saying, like, oh, here's the reason why we're doing this, because we want to foster peace and all of that among the people of Yevon, people of Spira, between Yevon, Crusaders, the Al Bhed. We want peace between all these people. But it does seem a little bit unusual, because it is the basic foundations of the teachings of Yevon to never use the technology, and you're telling me they're willing to just ignore that for one mission? That doesn't sound right. Saw it a few seconds ago. When the head started moving, it went and it cast an attack called Venom. And, well, it hit one of our Aeons. It hit different, but at which the Aeons are immune to status changes. So that's why it didn't give it a bunch of status ailments. Apparently at this point I decided just to take the head down. Okay, seed cannon, of course, fire breath, damages all enemies. Tomorrow's going to end up having so many overdrives that I'm not really going to end up being able to show you all of them. But at least it took the head down, stopped it from moving. Oh, that's right. I don't think we ever really discussed the actual plan that the Crusaders and the Al Bhed are going to use. What's happening? Oh, Warden's down. Is they're going to use Sin Spawn, and they're going to basically poke it with a stick, which is what we're doing right now, in order for it to call out the Sin, so Sin will come in and try to retrieve it. Then, once it pulls in, the Al Bhed cannons, those little things along the beach, peppered along the beach that Waka went up and kicked, they are going to start firing on it, on Sin, in order to distract it. And while this is happening, there will be a bunch of Crusaders on the beach, fighting the Sin spawn that drop off of Sin. All this is just to buy time for the large Al Bhed cannon to get a shot off. And the idea is that that thing is so powerful that it will kill Sin. It's an ambitious plan, and a seemingly well thought out one. Well, let's see how well it works. One thing of note is in the event that you have Lulu or any good magic caster, which means Lulu at this point in the game, you do not need to defeat the arms first. You can attack right through the arms into the body, because it can't block a magic attack. I'm using more of a brute force approach to fighting this now. Like in every Final Fantasy game, the Demi attacks don't do like a set amount of damage. They attack based on a... now I pull out Lulu. About on the percentage of your health. Like, 1/4, 1/3, 1/2 of your health goes away when you use a demi attack. Venom. Should have done something about that. Okay, Venom went and poisoned the characters. Okay, cured the wrong character. When Lulu goes into overdrive, you circle the right analog stick around as many times as you can to do the attacks. Could have been better. Oh, jeez, just keep coming back. You're gonna have to do something to get its head to stop moving. Let's pull Walk in for a sec. Oh, and the head's down. We've finally taken out the head. It turns brown, and we don't have to worry about that anymore. Pull Orin back, and go to work on the arms again. About damn time. That battle went on for like 13, 14 minutes. 15 minutes. Long, long time. It went on for a long, long time.
Let's go!
Look out!
Whoa. Oh, shit. You just see that? All those Crusaders just got dead in an instant. Didn't even have a chance. Oh, look what's back. Oh, strong bastard.
Stand back, Lady Yuna.
Yes.
Says stand back, she says yes, and then she doesn't do it. Makes sense out of that. Now we're going to be fighting this thing again, but don't be alarmed. It's going to be a much easier battle. Because look at the HP, it's only 6,000 compared to the 12,000 that we had to deal with before. And plus, we have a new member of the party, Seymour Guado. And this guy is a multi-talented bastard. Look how powerful his magic attacks. Oh, one hit and the arm goes down. One hit, just one hit. Incredible, huh? We also have Yuna and Orin here. But in reality, I mean, Seymour's the big show here. Oh, wow. Look at the damage. Ain't no thing. Even Orin seems like he's doing nothing as compared to that big, gigantic son of a bitch Seymour. Yuna has a overdrive ready. And when Yuna goes into overdrive, her method of overdrive is to summon an Aeon, and the Aeon does an overdrive instead. Of course, this is the only Aeon we have available right now, because the other one was taken out. Now, of course, overdrives with Aeons end up slowing it down so much that this Sin Swan is going to beat the piss out of it. If you remember, Seymour... Oh, look at that. Dismiss it now, because it's done its job. Seymour had his own Aeon. It was this gigantic thing called Anima. Why doesn't he pull that out right about now? We could really use his help. Oh, the damage! Now, his physical attacks are not really noteworthy. Kind of weak physical attacks. So Seymour isn't the total package. But he's nonetheless a powerful son of a bitch. Wish the first battle went by this quickly. Oh, jeez, he's a better magic user than Lulu is.
Others.
It's now or never, guys. Oh, here we go. It's right in front of you. What the hell are you doing? How do you miss it? Oh, shit. Well, that didn't work.